Poultry farmers in Quebec are grappling with a series of outbreaks of deadly avian flu. The province has never seen so many cases, and right now it's Canada's epicenter for the disease. Let's get more from the CBC's Sarah Levitt, joins us live from Montreal. Sarah, what is the situation in Quebec right now?
Well, Hannah, it's not good for poultry farmers. Right now, the latest numbers were about 20 farms in all were found to be infected with the avian flu. That's not good news for those farmers. It means having to either the birds die from the flu or they have to euthanize the entire flock. And, you know, the vectors in all this are usually migratory birds. So we're in an area, there's a goose right nearby, but I'm a little scared, so I didn't go too close. We have to watch our feet, but this is an area of Montreal where a lot of geese come by, and the migratory birds are the vectors in this. They end up going to those farms and infecting, rather, even if it's directly or indirectly, the domestic fowl. A couple weeks ago, it wasn't a couple weeks ago. I'm so confused with the timing. It was 2 days ago. I went up to a farm in the area, very close to the 20 farms that were infected. And you can imagine that farmer, he raises chickens. He's concerned. He's very worried. And so a number of measures are in place, including just us, for example, me and my camera person, Claude, we had to put on these plastic boots, and then we had to get them disinfected. And then we couldn't even get close or even in the barn. He said he takes off his boots, he goes into a little vestibule area, he puts on another pair of boots, he puts on coveralls, he disinfects his hands, and then he goes in the barn. All of this to prevent getting the avian flu. Just a quick number here. This strain of avian flu, H5N1, came to Canada at the tail end of 2021, and since then, 7.6 million birds have either died from the flu or been euthanized, 1 million in Quebec. So no doubt this farmer in particular, he's concerned.
We take all the possible steps to protect our farm, our birds, our flocks, and our livelihood from the virus. It was really stressful to see the virus coming so close to our farm.
Now, Sarah, obviously has devastating consequences for poultry farmers, but what are the greater risks at play too?
Well, Hannah, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency is the one that's in charge, who gets alerted when a farmer believes that their flock have been infected with this flu. And they say, obviously, there's great economic and agricultural impacts as a result of a flock getting infected. But also there's a health concern or a potential health concern for humans. Just yesterday, for example, in the United Kingdom, there were 2 poultry workers that tested positive for avian flu. Let's hear from someone from CFIA.
There is a public health consequence to avian influenza as well. We do have seen there's zoonotic potential there with that virus, so there is an opportunity for humans to become infected. It's quite rare, but it is a possibility.
Now, Hannah, he said it's rare, and it is extremely rare, and it tends to infect people who deal directly with poultry. But there is also some good news in there. It appears that this virus is really hard to transmit human to human. So the concern is mainly if you're interacting with poultry, just to be careful. You know, for example, they talk about if I was walking here and I were to see a carcass, do not touch it. And so lots of concern in Quebec, across Canada as well, seeing where this avian flu goes, and this strain in particular, very concerning.
Sarah Levitt in Montreal, thank you for sharing this story.